Hello and welcome to this pick a card reading for the month of October. This is to give you some insight into what type of themes and things may come up for you throughout this month, and also give you some guidance and stuff to work with to assist you. There are 3 piles to choose from, 1, 2 and 3. Timestamps are in the description box below, so take a moment, pause, be with your heart and see which pile you are the most drawn to, which deck are you the most drawn to, because this is where you will find your messages. And if you want to pick with that alone, then timestamps, you can skip ahead. But if you would like to pick with your zodiac sign, then we have Cancer, Aquarius, Scorpio and Aries for pile 1. We have Leo, Sagittarius, Pisces and Libra for pile 2, and then Gemini, Capricorn, Virgo and Taurus for pile 3. So there we go. Like I said, timestamps are in the description box below, and I will see you in your reading. Hello pile 1, if you picked this tarot deck, the Light Seers, or with your zodiacs, which are Aquarius, Scorpio, Cancer and Aries, this will be your reading for the month of October. So let's see what wants to come forwards for you. Cards already on the floor. So we have a stepping out this month of victim mentality, out of the shadows, out of this negative self-worth, this self-imprisoned restriction that we place on ourselves within our mindscape that keeps us trapped, that keeps us in anxiety, fear and worry. Because this is being shown here that you are walking away from this, that you are done. There is a withdrawal. You are abandoning this way of thinking because you're realizing it does not serve you and it does not serve your peace. And this is definitely a aspect of the month that is going to be really, really important for you, is protecting your peace no matter what comes at you, is ensuring that you have that within you. Like she's off walking towards this spark, which is what you can see here at this figure's solar plexus, because there's this wanting inner peace and actively moving away from that which has kept you trapped, that what keeps you in your mind, towards this peace and away from heartache, away from pain. This is a card that is all about releasing pain and leaning more into that space of forgiveness. And then this loops back to this because these are both the swords. So the pain, the suffering, the grief, the separation, the sorrow, rejection, whatever this 3 of Swords was in the upright that played into or emphasized and increased the mental anguish that you have been suffering through. But your heart has had enough. Your heart has decided that now is the time to move forwards. Now is the time to leave off towards the rising sun, because you need this inner peace. You desire this inner peace. You deserve this inner peace. It's about self-preservation, a month of keeping yourself in this bubble. And not a bubble to hide away, but a bubble where you are just putting in boundaries that are needed, boundaries that you really that serve you, boundaries that serve you, because it is all about finding that inward level of calm and stillness, that you are protected from whatever comes at you because you have it within, and you know that it can't be taken from you from any means, that people cannot take it from you because it's an inside job. So part of this month will be, it's the activating of this inside job, increasing this inside job, just finding more peace and clarity and stillness than you have had for quite a while with the 8 of Swords there. Let's just get you some more tarot before we move on to the oracle. Yeah, the 3 of Swords, again, in another deck. So this is definitely highlighting the fact that you have been in a time of pain, a time of suffering, but this month that this is going to shift, and it's an active choice to walk away. Like this person has left these waters, you can see their footprints are like onto this like solid ground, and there's that element coming through here. Your feet will find solid ground that it has not had in regards to this suffering. And we have the Strength and the Chariot, both in the reverse. And this to me is indicating this element of this self-preservation that needs to be worked on. Because when the Strength comes out in the reverse, it's talking about that like doubt. It's your doubting of your inner strength, having like low energy. And then the Chariot is not moving forwards when it's in the reverse. We need the Chariot in the upright so its wheels are working, so it can actually push forwards. But it's a card that talks about having the discipline to get yourself back on track. So with it coming with this, it's like this is what is required. What we're doing with this self-preservation, this finding this inner stillness, is actually activating, is actually encouraging your strength so that the Chariot can get the right way up, so it can push forwards, and is always pushing forwards with like determination towards whatever it is that you desire. It's towards success. So this is that point of focus for you throughout the month, is your strength, your confidence, your courage, your compassion, so that the Chariot can come into balance, because the Chariot needs to be balanced. The divine feminine and the divine masculine need to be in balance so the Chariot can move forwards. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, and pages kind of act like aces. They kind of act like new beginnings. So it's a wonderful energy to come as the last tarot card, because it's a card of like manifestation and new opportunities. And it comes with this really like young energy where we really do have so much more faith and belief in the world, because we're not quite so jaded yet. So when page energy comes through, it's like you're really going to be restored into a way where hope comes back in, your strength comes back in, you're activated, you find this level of peace that you can then move forwards with. It's like this figure finding it within, going towards it, finding it, activating it within themselves, and then it's like releasing it off, up, out into the universe, because you're ready to then move outward into the world with this new strength, with this new courage, with this new purpose. So just know that the main point of this is that your pain and suffering and your anguish that's been keeping you trapped and keeping you suffering, like that is going to ease this month. Yes, it requires a walking away. So this is the element you have to implement. So this is what's on offer to you, but there's equally, you're a human being with free will. You can decide to stay stuck in this by not making this movement towards the rising sun and not doing this. But just in that, know that this is where you will stay stuck. And that's like, it's not an uncomfortable energy of which you already know because you're in it. Your strength will continue to diminish. You will not be able to push forwards. You will lack direction. You will lack the ability to move in a way that offers you this new opportunity, this new ways to create and manifest what it is you actually want in this world. So this is the point you really need to work on if you're going to struggle. It may, for some of you, just come like completely naturally, and it will just happen. You'll be like, yeah, of course, that's what I'm feeling and I'm going to do it. And for others of you, there may be much more of a struggle. So this is the bit to work on, and take this as that encouragement that it is the right choice. I'm not saying these steps will be easy necessarily, but they will be worthwhile. So definitely take them. Let's see what else wants to come through for you for October. We have the moon. This is about satisfying your emotional needs, nurturing yourself. So it is leaning into your emotional realm, your subconscious, and this then leads into that, your hurts, your aches, your pains, because it's the stuff we really hold in our water field, the cups, our emotional landscape. The 8 of Cups, this being the emotional, the water, is a card about walking away from all that did not serve you. So those cups, like there's even one here that's like sinking. So it's like these cups don't serve you anymore. So you have to walk away. Yes, she's leaving these waters to go onto the shore, but there will be more water again. But it's like a time to step into new waters. and activate your fire. Confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. This is like the strength in the upright. So really, really moving out of the waters, and then the swords, the air, so the mindscape that's kept you trapped. So bring that energy down. It's like get out of the mind, bring it like straight, go past the heart, because we're leaving these waters behind, and then into the fire, into the solar plexus, so that it can be activated, so that, because this will activate your heart to then rise up. You've got wings here like air. You will then activate these other elements within you. But it's really about this focus on fire, that oomph. Because fire is energy, fire is ambition, fire is inspiration, it's action, it's drive. And with this going on, you would have really been lacking in that. So it's really about pushing forwards and like finding that fire, activating that fire. And this will serve you best this month. Let's get you some more cards. I want this deck. So we have the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? This is this Eight of Swords here, but this is the walking away. And look at this beautiful utopia through this tower. This is like the tower card in tarot. And the tower needs to be hit by the lightning because it needs to crumble to the floor. So yes, there is upheaval and chaos. It's revelations, it's awakening. It's in no way comfortable. In fact, highly uncomfortable. But it does it to serve a purpose, because this tower needs to crumble so a doorway can open. It can give you solid foundations so that you can move forwards and find that hope. The star comes after the tower, and it's all about hope and faith and purpose and renewal. And that is what we want for you. Because we also have for you the priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? So when there's a question, I always say take the questions away with you and journal them. And you can potentially journal them multiple times through the month. But it's an encouragement. It's asking you to like step into your priestess. This is what this month is about. This finding this inner stillness, this inner protective bubble. And even here, look, there's this bubble here. This bubble that will protect you this month is actually so that you can manifest it outwards in a way that actually then helps the world, which is the priestess in you, the leader in you. But you need your fire back first. And all of this pain, this suffering, this torment, everything that you've been going through is actually part and parcel of this. It was all necessary. Tower moments, always necessary. And the things that lead us up to the tower moments, also, however uncomfortable they may be, are necessary for that utopia through the gap. So just know that this is purposeful. It's leading you to your power. It's leading you to a whole new way of being. It's leading you to like a proper purpose for you here on the earth. In the priestess, in that leader way, it could be that you lean into like teaching in some way, or that you just inspire people in some way. But it's this divine feminine uprising within you that was always within you, that is like now ready to come through because you've cracked enough. You have cracked wide open enough for her to be able to appear. You're not wearing these shells and masks of something previous because that was who you were then. This has cracked them away from you in a very uncomfortable way, but very purposeful way, so that the priestess can emerge. So it's a beautiful month. Still may hold a lot of discomfort, but a beautiful month. Let's get you some final cards for the month of October. We have Ritual and Ceremony, the Green Man, Moss Agate, New Spirit Guides, and Tree Wisdom. So I recommend spending time in nature this month. I recommend getting Moss Agate as a crystal. It's beautiful, and leaning in. So Ritual and Ceremony can be as big or as small as you like, but it's like really saying to you, like, move and do things with purpose, do things with intent. Know that everything you do on a day-to-day basis holds an energetic frequency. So do things with purpose, do things that are guiding you towards your inner peace. So time in nature, quiet time, meditation, stuff like that, great for inner peace. But just everything, like, where are you leaning more into the Eight of Swords and not offering yourself peace? Because the actions that you're doing are actually feeding into this pain, this suffering, this torment. It's walking away from things that you are doing that do not serve you and implementing new rituals that do. And this can be as simple as like replacing caffeinated coffee for decaf if caffeinated coffee like fries your nervous system. Like do things that serve you in all ways. We then have apostropholite, I don't know if I'm saying that right, and ginkgo, star elders, signs and symbols, divine blueprints, and menti. So pay attention to the signs you are getting this month. Spirit is always talking to us, and it can be in the most mundane ways. The magic is always in the mundane. But by paying attention to the signs that come in, and you'll be able to hear these easier, the more quiet and like in this protective bubble you like manage to get yourself, it will show you a gateway, it will show you a doorway in regards to your divine blueprints, this priestess within you. One more card for you. Lava stone and red hot poker. My body is a safe space, transmuting, breaking down barriers and realizations. So this is a big month for you in regards to, it's like this breaking down barriers. So it's like these boundaries you're putting up by putting yourself in this protective bubble. But what they're actually doing, like even though this is a protective bubble, it's breaking down and cracking you open in so many ways. It's transmuting this lava, this fire, which is transmuting. This is what fire does. And like from the darkness, this beautiful, like these beautiful flowers are rising up. The red hot pokers, they are coming up in all their glory, just as you will. Coming up, rising up in all your glory. This seems like a beautiful month for you. Please let me know how it goes. Let me know where you're struggling with this bit. What do you feel like you're going to struggle to walk away from? Do you already know what it is? What are you going to do to bring yourself peace and allow yourself that protective bubble through the month? How are we going to find your strength? If you'd like to reach out for a one-to-one reading, my details are in the description box below. I would absolutely love to work with you, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pile 2. If you picked this tarot deck, the Dark Tarot, or if you picked Sagittarius, Libra, Leo, or Pisces, this is your reading for the month of October. So let's see what wants to come through for you. Okay, so already I'd like to state more of an intense month for you anyway from picking this deck, which is a darker tarot deck. So there's already got that edge to it that yeah, it's just going to be present throughout. And then with these cards, we have the Hermit in the reverse. And the Hermit in the reverse is a card that is all about isolation and loneliness and withdrawal. And we always want the Hermit in the upright, because then it's more that like being alone by choice, because we're soul searching, we're going, it's introspection and finding that inner guidance. But in the reverse, it's more of that like potentially like that isolation, that loneliness, that withdrawal from things because you're burnt out or because you're left out, and there isn't purpose to it, so it's much more uncomfortable. And we have it with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, and this wheel is always spinning. This is the point of the Wheel of Fortune. This is life, this is samsara. Sometimes it's up and sometimes it's down, but in the reverse, when it comes up, it's more of a negative connotation. It's a resistance to change, but really indicating a need to break cycles. So with this like Hermit in the reverse, and this is like essentially like the bad luck. Remember, please remember, this always does spin. So the good luck always comes back in. It's just saying that at this moment in time, there's more like discomfort with it. And then we have here the Five of Cups. And this is a card that is all about loss and regret and disappointment and despair and bereavement. So we've got quite, like I said, a more intense deck anyway, on top of the fact that you've got this more, like even the cards have got an edge to them. There is discomfort. So there's very much this feeling of being like stuck, this feeling of like this isolation, this withdrawal that the Hermit's bringing through. But the part to focus on is this resistance to change, because it's about breaking the cycles to get you out of this Five of Cups, out of this feeling of loss, out of your grief, out of your suffering. And this is felt, so this is the heart space. The cups is your hearts, it's your emotions. So this would be like, this is highly overwhelming. And like, this will then feed in to this. So both of these are like feeding into each other, which in turn is like feeding this like negative spin of the wheel and keeping you stuck. But the point is we need to move. We need to break the cycles. And to break the cycles, what we need to do is get the Hermit turned the right way up. The point for this month for you is to do the soul searching, do the seeking, like take this with purpose and move with purpose for it. You're not just isolated and alone, and it's not all like negative. Sorry, I was about to say something that an ex-partner used to say to me that's just triggering. So I was like, I'm not saying it. Why would I say something to the world that triggers me? But this is about this, like actually taking like accountability and going inward. Because the Hermit, like there's isolation and loneliness with the Hermit in reverse, but there's not accountability. It's just kind of like just stewing in it. But it's actually asking you, like with no introspection, potentially even blaming other people for this grief, this suffering, as to why these cups aren't offering you what you want them to offer you. And so the point of the month, what will help you the most is getting this the right way up and going on that journey, that introspection journey, that soul searching journey. Go and seek the light within, because you can't find it externally, it is within. Right, let's get some more tarot from another deck for you. We have the 10 of Wands. No, we're not doing that. Sorry, there was a pile and I'm like, am I going to take them? Am I not going to take them? No, I'm not going to take them. 6 of Wands in the reverse, King of Wands, and the Empress in the reverse. Okay, so the 10 of Wands, 10s are a completion stage, Ace to 10 is a journey. And when the 10 of Wands comes up, it's a card about this burden, it's stress, all of these wands that are weighing very heavily down on the person. And it's normally someone like they're on their back, they're breaking their back with it. But this card, it looks like these wands are kind of like coming out of said person's head. So it feels like this burden, this stress is causing incredible mental anguish. And that is actually like the energy I'm getting is it's like completely frying your system. And like with that like level of explosion, it's like even potentially bringing through anger. So that there's this anger, this rage, this discomfort, and that we want to obviously move through this. We want this to release. So you've got this heaviness at your heart, heaviness with your energy in regards to this is bringing in, even though it's Wands, it's bringing in air energy of like the mindscape of that pain and suffering in the mind. But also because it is Wands, which is the fire, I'm really getting just I'm feeling highly uncomfortable. I'm really like angry, like quick to blow feels like the energy. And this is like not conducive for yourself. It is not conducive for anybody around you if you are quick to blow. And we have the 6 of Wands here. And this is a card that talks about, it's like your ego. And it can talk about, it can go 2 ways. It can be like lack of confidence, but it can also be that other extreme way, like you're just full of ego. But it's this like fall from grace. It's not being seen in the way you want to be seen, because in the upright, it's all about progress and confidence and victory and recognition, public recognition. So it's like this isolation being like tapped into even more. You're not being seen in the way you want to be seen, or your point of view is not being seen in the way you want it to see. And it's just like causing this absolute discomfort. But there's this obvious need and want and desire to be seen. But you cannot be, it's like you actually cannot just be seen by other people right now. You need to find the light within, and that's how you will draw people in to see you properly. There's so much dark and anger and like and discomfort here that is like, if anyone does see you right now, they're not going to see you in like light. I'm a little fly here, you're not welcome. And this is what we want for you, because we have the King of Wands in the upright, and that is much more comfortable. We do like the King of Wands in the upright, especially with these cards. It feels like there's this level of like, I am king, I am power, this ego, like I have it all right. I am the high and mighty sort of energy coming through. But this is not serving you. All of this is like, it's feeding into the other bits, and it's causing more of this. It's causing more of the isolation. It's causing this bad luck. It's causing this. You're in a karmic turn where your luck is shit, but it's karmic in the sense that it's purposeful to teach you. But it's like you're like just going up against brick walls because you're not seeing that there's a doorway, because the doorway is within. You can't get through the brick wall by smashing yourself at it. You actually need to stop, sit, take a moment, turn that gaze inwards. That's how you will find the door. And then it's like miraculously the wheel turns and like a doorway opens in the wall. So it's really like a lot for you this month, pile 2, stepping out of your own way, doing the work, going inwards. Because we have the Empress here in the reverse. And the Empress is a card that talks about so it's the divine feminine, and this is in some respects like the divine masculine. So there's an imbalance being shown anyway between your masculine energies, and it's like your Empress isn't showing. And with the Empress not showing, it means you are not in connection to your divine flow. It means that you are not in connection to your intuition. It means you are blocking any abundance from coming through. These cards here. And this can be like a really codependent energy. And then that feeding into this is like this energy of like needing other people to fix you, or needing other people to abide by your rules, or needing other people to see things your way because you are right. And it's being like, no, you're feeding into all of these old ways and all these negative things that are just bringing you more discomfort, bringing you more loneliness, bringing you more isolation. So you're feeding into all the stuff you desperately, at a soul level, that inner child within you doesn't want to be feeding into, and makes it all worse. So it's like that downward spiral that's just increasing and increasing and increasing and increasing. Because what you actually need is the Empress energy in the upright, positivity of the King of Wands in the upright, which is this like charismatic character. So when he comes through, you've got charisma, but it's fake, or it's lies. You're telling little white lies, and you want to be seen in a certain way, but it's not the truth of you. So this could even be a facade. Everyone may even be that. Everyone may be seeing you as the King of Wands, but actually behind the scenes, all of this is going on and you're highly unhappy. But the Empress in the upright she's the divine nurturer. She's mother energy. So it's like mother wound coming in. It work on your mother issues, work on your mother wound, work on that pain and suffering that you feel so deeply within. Like, this is what will help you. This is what will clear the anger. This is what will clear the loneliness. This is what will get you away from this grief and despair. This is what will get you out of the shitty karmic loop you're stuck in and into a more positive one. Because like I said, this wheel always spins. The wheel of fortune is karmic. It is life cycles, and you need to break the cycle that you are in. And it doesn't feel like you have just done this once. This feels like a lifetime of the same cycle. And it's kind of like Spirit's been like, enough now. You're done. Like, come on, wake up, see the light, see the damage you are doing to yourself in your reality with any ego that sat there, or any false pretense as well, whether it's ego because there's more like narcissistic tendencies, or whether it's that it's just a complete and utter facade. The hermit doesn't wear a facade. The hermit goes soul seeking on that introspective journey because it's done with it. It's done with masks. It's done with wearing skins that it's not comfortable in anymore. And it's going to seek the light. Sorry, got very impassioned. And I sorry, not sorry, that this is really intense. Like, everything, please know, is said with love, and said with compassion, and said with deep understanding for this journey, and the process and how hard it is. please do reach out if you need help with this. My other services, other than just a one-to-one card reading, could really help, which is the more mentorship. Like, we can sit, I can help be a mirror to you, to reflect some of this back, to really give you more guidance in how to help you. If there are levels, it's like, okay, I see this, I hear you, I need to do something, but then you're like, but I just don't know what to fucking do. Please reach out. Anyway, let's get you some more cards. I don't want that many. The South Node. Oh my, yes, destined to release. Your South Node is your karmic bucket of shit. So you are in this, like, it's the tail end of the dragon. And remember, the tail end is always going to be attached to the head, which is the North Node, which is more that like life purpose, like that point that you really should be guiding yourself towards. But you're stuck at the tail, destined to release this karmic cycle. So what you're stuck in this month is a karmic cycle. And what you can do to help yourself is lean into it, lean into the shadows, like accept that you need to do the work, accept that you need help, accept that you need to be loved and nurtured in a way that you evidently weren't. And there's no point either ignoring that fact or like just being bitter that it didn't happen. It's like you unfortunately, so shit happens to us, and it is like that really like unfair part of the human experience that shit happens to us and we're the ones that have to deal with it. But that's just life, unfortunately. So you do. So this South Node is that shadowy, like really leaning into this discomfort. It's really a month of breaking karmic cycles. And then we have Gemini. So I love that Gemini is coming through because of the curious nature of Gemini. Careful of the two-facedness. We don't want these two faces, remember. We need you to just have one honest face that is your truth. But curiosity over fear. Take that mantra away from you. It's from, so I love Greg and Dana Newkirk from the Paranormal Museum. I always get it wrong because it used to be a different name. Anyway, doesn't matter. They always say curiosity over fear. And I love it as a mantra. I love it as an affirmation. I love it. I just love it because this stuff is uncomfortable. Life can be uncomfortable. And I'm not even saying it's going to be easy, but if we can just be curious instead of fearful, that can go a long way to help. Let's get you some more cards. Do you know what? Sorry, I had cards like pulled out, decks ready, and but yours has gone a bit more intense. So I'm going to use a deck I've not used before, which is a shadow deck. I'm very excited for, but I just feel the necessity to pull some cards for you. Okay, so we have betrayal and we have lonely child. So these are shadow cards. So this is leaning more into this South Node, this karma, this why you're stuck in these energies, why this, and even that, the Empress in the reverse with that, like I said, that lack of nurturing, and then with the lonely child. So we've got this element of this little lost soul that is you. Because we are still every aspect of ourselves. We are still every version of ourselves that has ever been. We are still our child. We are still our teenager. We are still our 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old selves, depending how old you are when you're watching this reading. And what is needed is I would definitely say shadow work and inner child healing for you. Because what's coming through is this lonely child. So this is going all the way back to the child you that did not get the love and nurturing and care it needed in the way it needed it. You can still be loved, nurtured, and cared for by your parents, and they can be good caregivers and not give you what you needed. It does not necessarily, it can be that they're bad people. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad people with bad intentions. We're just, we're all different kettle of fish and we all need different things. So isolation, inner void, and emotional hunger. You've been trying to fix things and feed things in a way that is just going to try and appease the current you. And actually you need to appease the child within you, that lonely child. Through doing this, it's self-abandonment. You're abandoning the child within. You are abandoning that child that so desperately wanted love and nurturing then, had that emotional hunger for something it was not getting then. And what you're doing by continuing these karmic loops is, for one, getting angrier and angrier, and not getting what you want in any way, you're causing yourself more of this, but you're also then feeding into how that child was ignored. So it's like you're now being the person to not love and nurture that child. So it's just these like loops. You're stuck in loops. And you so desperately don't want to be, otherwise I don't think you'd be watching and reading like this in the first place. Betrayal of yourself, broken trust, anger, and heartbreak. It could be that this has all been triggered. This current spinning of the wheel has been triggered by a heartbreak of some description, whether that be a partner or a friend or a family member, whatever it may be. Something that has felt like a dagger to the heart, a betrayal. Actually, not even a dagger to the heart. This person looks like they've pulled that dagger out of their back. Almost this feeling of you thought you were safe and you feel like you've been betrayed. You feel like you've been stabbed in the back. But the whole point of this journey, or the whole point of this broken trust, anger, heartbreak, where it feels like betrayal to you, is because you're not seeking, you're not looking inwards enough to see that it's because of these patterns. You are betraying yourself. That person did not stab you in the back to hurt you, to betray you, but it's because you have been betraying yourself that this karmic loop played out. Because this child desperately needs to be seen and spoken to. So all of these actions, the ego, the pretense, the fakeness, the anger, it's like you're creating this isolation and this withdrawal and this loneliness because you're in a karmic loop. Anyone that comes in at these times are almost going to, like, if you keep just thinking you're betrayed, you're feeding into this like same loop. You're going to keep going in the same loops until there's accountability on your behalf to fix the things within you. This is why this stuff comes up, because they come up as a lesson, a tough one, but a lesson from spirit. And it's not even a lesson, it's like a guidance. It's like a please follow me this way. Please do the work. Please heal the inner child. Please stop this karmic loops. It feels like I cannot stop fidgeting. I'm highly uncomfortable. I feel lost. It's the energy coming through. So if I dig beneath the anger and the pain, there's loss, feeling lost. You're not lost. You may have stumbled a bit. You are not lost, and you're not lost forever. Let's even say that. But the point is more, you is the hermit, soul searching, introspection, being alone. You have to do the journey. No one can do it for you. Nobody can come in and fix you. And this is this betrayal aspect coming through. Like, you kind of are expecting other people to fix you because it's either easier or because maybe you just don't even know better. But you'll constantly feel betrayed if you do, like, if it's not done by self. Right, let's get some more cards for you. No, sorry, I'm switching up the decks a bit for this pile. Ooh. Okie dokie. It's half the deck on the floor. The gateway. Open doors, opportunities, and right timing. And this is what we are guiding towards by doing this, like, soul seeking, this introspection. Look at this light. She's walking through a upper staircase into light. In doing this, in going inwards, in looking at the pain, the suffering, the inner child work, the shadow work, do the hermit the right way up, and you will open doors. This wheel will spin. Then it's in that karmic good luck where you go into destiny, opportunities, and right timing. You will head towards what exactly it is. Like, you How you get what you want is through doing the stuff that you're avoiding. Like, I promise you, you can have what you desire. You just need to do the work. Go on the journey. Seek help. This doesn't, like, yes, the hermit is soul searching and introspection alone, in the sense that it's that, like, you have to do the work on you to find the light. It's that level of being alone. But get your therapist, get your energy workers, go to your holistic help people, like, you know, lean into good friends, lean into good family. It doesn't have to be alone. It's just saying that the work is yours to do. But definitely seek help. And definitely also there is that level of definitely, you know, some alone time. And spending time with that. Don't be an avoidance. I do spend time with self. Right, let's get you some final cards for the month of October. Regeneration. Oh, dropped a card. Of course I did. Fulgurite and Rose Bay Willow Herb. Regeneration, acceleration, change, and shamanic wisdom. And then amethyst and passion flower, violet flame. Transmuting. Pardon me, I'm so sorry. You just got my burp. I can only apologise because I'm not going to go and try and re-record. So, doorways will open quickly the more work you do. This is about this destined to change, like this regeneration, this change, this shift into a whole new way of being, bringing in shamanic wisdom that you hold within you, because we all hold it within us. Like going into deep, deep wisdom. The lightning bolts are making me think, because the lightning hits the Tower card in tarot. So this does, you know, very much feel like you're going into that Tower moment, which is upheaval, chaos, revelations, awakening. But that is for our transformation. And it's so we can find hope. So there's a lot of discomfort, yes, in this shift and change, changing ways of a lifetime almost, it feels like. But you cannot keep living like you've been living. It's like, no, it may not be bad every day, but it will come up again and again and again. You will keep losing people. You will keep losing yourself. Like, it's not worth it. Do the work. It will free you. I promise you. This is why I do this line of work. It frees you. Then we've got amethyst and passion flower, violet flame. So you can use the violet flame. You can get meditations for that, easy on YouTube. Transmuting, breaking addictions and nervous system. Tending for your nervous system, especially with this amount of anger, is vital. Passion flower can really help with that. Well, as can amethyst. Both of these things can. But this is a whole month of transmuting, breaking addictions of ways of being, ways of thinking, and any addictions that you may have. Maybe you lean into substances or alcohol or people. Promiscuity is a massive addiction when it is to a void, when we're trying to fill a void. You will never fill that void unless you can find the light within yourself. You will come out feeling like dull and empty. Like, it will not offer you what you need it to offer you. You need to transmute and break free. Right. It's been very intense, and I honestly, like, this energy, like, I need to get up and shake this off. So I will leave it there for you. Please let me know how this resonated, as it's been quite an intense one. I'd be very interested to see who gets this pile and who may potentially want to interact. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, do all those things. It really helps. Please reach out if you need more assistance with this stuff. It's literally my job and it is my purpose. And I have done this, everything I've just said to you, I have been in multiple times. I have done, and which is why I do what I do. I want to help people in their darkest moments, because it's fucking tough and shit and horrible, and you really do feel like giving up. But please don't. There is hope. There is hope on the other side. There is light. It's not always bad, but we really have to look at our shadows. We really have to do the work, to do the healing, to break free. But I promise you it's worth it. I will leave it there. I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pile 3. If you picked this tarot deck, the Tarot of the Divine, or if any of these zodiacs signs were yours, which is Gemini, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Let's see what October has in store for you. Okay, so there's a completion coming in with the world here. The world is the end of the major arcana journey. It is that ending. It is an integration of something. It is, you have accomplished something. Something is coming to completion, so that there is this, like, there's a really, and it's major arcana, so it's like this big new start for you come October, a fresh new start. And we have the Page of Swords here in the reverse. Swords is the air element, so it's stuff of the mind. It's how we communicate. And this is a card that talks on like undelivered promises. So it feels like there's this aspect of things coming to completion and a needing to deal with things that may have been promised you that have not come to pass with this completion, that you kind of have to make your peace with, is what's coming through. And there's all talk, no action is something that comes through with a page in reverse. And there's this element there of like, so I've recorded this video 3 times now. The first time I accidentally deleted the video from my computer, and then the second time I recorded half of it and realized I didn't have my mic on. So there's this element of like this all talk, no action, but that feeling kind of coming in of not even being able to talk. Like it's that undelivered promises coming in, but also like where where did it link to you not speaking your truth? Where did it speak to you not speaking? Because it feels as if like messages have just got confused, messages have just gone missing, messages, you know, like they may have been there, like the talks happened, all talk, and the no action is the bit that they haven't landed. They either haven't made it to the right people, or they just were misunderstood. And there's part of this like world, this ending, this completion, where there's this level of like needing to make peace with that level of like what wasn't said, what didn't come to pass. We have the 7 of coins here, the 7 of pentacles, and this is a card that is about vision, a vision of your investment. So the harder we work to plant our seeds and tend to them and grow them, the better our reward at the end. The investment we put into caring for something and looking after it gives us that investment, gives us that profit. And there's this element here, I'm just seeing this, like these 2 figures here and this fire of like laying things to rest, like laying things, like if messages haven't been delivered, if things just haven't, that communication aspect, whatever messages did not, is complete now. So it kind of like, it doesn't matter. So give it to the fire for it to transmute it, for it to burn, so that it can just like be gone. So a fire ritual may be very handy this month, because we have here then the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is one that is like emotionally very balanced, very in tune, very aligned, but there's this like bringing forth of this fire into this like this watery cups energy, but there's just this fire energy coming through with this red that I'm really feeling. So it's feeling like this balance being like a massive part. There's through this month and through this like making peace with this aspect in the middle, that you're actually managing to bring some of this fire, and fire energy is passionate, it's inspired, it's ambitious, through to the cups energy, which is all about your emotions and your feelings and your intuition, and bringing this like perfect yin yang balance into it to really sit on your throne in a really like secure way, where your fire, your passion, that drive doesn't either burn you out or get the better of you. They work perfectly in tandem. Let's get some more tarot to delve in a bit more. The 5 of Swords, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, 4 of Wands, and the Star. So the 5 of Swords is a card that is all about conflict and tension, and also like loss and defeat. And I feel like this is linking into this world. Something's ending, and it's something that you just essentially, you just couldn't win. And the swords here being that communication element. And I feel as if like it's like this is the bit you have to make peace with. It doesn't matter how much communication there may have actually been. I don't feel like the conflict would have dissipated. I don't think the loss would have been less. I feel like the defeat was still going to occur because we have this Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, which is bad luck. It's breaking cycles. It's like saying that this ending is part of breaking this bad cycle where we're leaving this behind. It's just maybe that remnants that you kind of just need to deal with a bit throughout the month of October. But it's taking you to a new gateway, to a new doorway. This is the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is a card about harmony and home and celebration. It is a doorway through to these things, to that, whatever that is, like homecoming. And we've got hope and faith here with the Star card, Major Arcana as well. So it's like what you're actually being taken through this, like just making this peace with whatever is ending. Could even be like a relationship with this pairing here, like together. They've danced their last dance. This karmic turn of the wheel is like, this is done. And this could be any sort of partnership. But it's just where we just have to make our peace that the communication just wasn't as it was. And knowing that Spirit saying that even if you put more communication in, had you said that thing, had you sent that message, blah, 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 whatever that may be, that it was still needed to end because it was part of this karmic breaking of a cycle for you. But it's taking you to this, actually this doorway that will take you through it to something that is so harmonious. Like this card can even talk about marriage. So if there has been a separation, you're actually being guided to something much more aligned for you, one that is going to restore you with much more hope and faith and purpose. There's this renewal energy in the star. And like I said, we've got this King of Cups. So you're landing in this really, really strong, balanced, like state where you really are like, you know, king of your game. Let's get some more cards for you. We have Mercury and then house 2. Really interesting because Mercury is the planet of communication. And so there's this element here of this misaligned communication, undelivered promises and stuff. But it's like asking you to really like, because it's also the planet of thinking and learning, to learn from this so that you can communicate better in the future. A month of really looking at what has come through, looking at this experience, looking at this ending, looking at this cycle and see what it's taught you so that the cycle can end, so that the Wheel of Fortune can twizzle on up the right way and be in that good luck position. Because we then have house 2, which is the house about your physical security and your self-worth. And with the Four of Wands here, it's like this opening this gateway into this harmony where you'll feel so secure in a really worldly way, in a really physical way. A doorway that's going to offer you probably everything that you wanted here that just you know, didn't come to pass. Let's get some more cards. We have Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, help us in the subtle realm, and Trust the Niggle. So in this card, always call on your team and spirit. They're always there, but the more you lean into it, they can always help you. And any deity, like we have Buddha, we have Mother Mary here, stuff like that. Jesus is, you know, chilling there. So this Council of Light is with you, but also know that you can lean on them for support, lean on them for guidance, lean on them for the pearls of wisdom to drop down to you for absolute clarity. So that when you move forwards through this opening, you take the lessons that have been learned here so that they don't occur again, so that you can communicate better in future, so that there aren't undelivered promises, or that you don't accept somebody that doesn't deliver their promises to you. Can, you know, work both ways. There's this like accepting the loss and the defeat and moving on from it is closing and taking the lessons with it. And then we have Trust the Niggle. What is this niggling feeling trying to tell you? So I always say when a question comes up, take that question away. So this is really asking you to lean into your intuition, which you'll be really good at with the King of Cups in the upright. But part of this journey through the month to get to this King of Cups on his throne in his power will be to really lean into your intuition. What's the niggling trying to tell you? that communication here, Mercury here, the communication coming in from the divine to guide you, to help you get to this Four of Wands, to get to this star. The more you lean into it and trust your intuition and act on it this month, the quicker, the higher you will sit on your throne as the King of Cups. Let's get some final cards for you. They can stay on the floor. Let go, surrender, release, patterns and triggers. And then we have the golden topaz, yellow rose. So yeah, this completion, there really is this element of that kickback of really letting go. The cycle's complete. It's major arcana. The cycle is complete. It's now about this integration for you and integrating the lessons and letting them land. And in that, we really need to surrender. We really have to release. And then it's this patterns and triggers part. Let this communication element from the divine, from your higher self come in so you can really truly see your triggers and patterns, your part in it, so that you can learn, so that when we get through this Four of Wands, you really enter into harmony, because that's obviously what you want and deserve. But if you enter through that gateway with your patterns and triggers still in, you know, in your bags, they're going to come up again. So like really sit with them, be with them, allow them. This long-term investment aspect of the Seven of Pentacles, like the more you work on them now, the better you will, like better standing you will have in the future for any pairing relationship, just anything in general, anything where any of this comes in, whatever the situation is for you. Then we have the golden topaz and yellow rose, abundance, raising your vibration and light missions. So we have this with the Four of Wands and the star. So just know that abundance really is coming in for you. This will raise your vibration. This is going to get you much more activated. And yellow roses are all about friendship. So there's this being held by community here as you transform. So there's written this little key that you can see, or you might not be able to see, I can see here. A key like to a whole new way of being, this doorway to harmony. So like really lean into your support system, and whether that's therapists and holistic workers and anything like that as well, as you transform, as you break free. The completion stage is saying like you were the caterpillar, you know, you entered into the cocoon aspect, into that death period that's all uncomfortable, but this is kind of ending now. But it's like taking the lessons from it so that as you really break free and fly off, you're a whole new way of being, and you're not taking the baggage with you when you fly. I will leave it there for you, pile 3. Please let me know how this resonated with you. I would love to hear from you. Like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. And if you would like to reach out for a one-to-one reading, my details are in the description box below. And I'll see you in my next reading.